Hello everyone, my name is Walton Arantha. Today I'm going to do a movie review on Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I gotta say, out of my theater reaction, this is better than the entire Michael Bay movies, if not better than Transformers 1 and Bumblebee, directed by Travis Knight. Here's why. Transformers Rise of the Beast is a sequel to Bumblebee as a part of the reboot continuity, and not a prequel to the Bayverse movies in my personal view of this canon, because Unicron in this movie is not disguised as Earth anymore, and so is every character in it. That's why I think it's a reboot. The plot of this movie is what you expect from a Transformer movie for decades. Fun, well-choreographed action sequences, finding a mechanical MacGuffin before the leader of the cons takes over the world, and pointless human screen times. However, two of these tropes are handled pretty good in this installment. Noah and Alina are likable enough to join alongside the Autobots in a meaningful way which otherwise don't deserve for a Transformer movie. All of the Autobots, the Maximals, and the Terracons gets even more screen time as the humans, and even a solid character arc development on Optimus Prime we've never got to see in this reboot since. Rather than mindless CGI action robots for the sake of, well, mindless CGI actions unlike the Bayverse portrays them. I'll get to what I like and don't like about this movie, which I'll get into without any spoilers if you're interested to watch it in theaters or on digital release. Mirage has more personality and charisma than any one of those background Autobots. It gives him more agency and development with Noah as much as the iconic truck man. I like that he's this snazzy, jazzy young soldier who loves to risk anything else to protect Noah's life, despite being looked down by Optimus for relying too much on his own overconfidence. All of this is thanks to Pete Davidson's comedic voice acting, which makes Mirage stand out for the audience's laughter in the theater, which is very cool. Optimus Prime's arc about protecting humans or not is decent, but I kinda wish it's explored a little bit more on why is he insecure about humanity as a whole in like a flashback scene or some sort. However, his development is still enough for me to carry the slow second act for me personally, and it's faithful to the original Optimus we know and love. Rather than a homicidal and too cynical of humans Bayverse Optimus, devaluing of what makes Optimus lovable in the first place. Even Peter Cullen likes this version of Optimus better than Bay in an interview, by the way. Although he still has his violent side on him when he's against the bad guys most of the time still, but on the humans, he'll be nicer gradually. Speaking of humans, Noah and Exposition Lena are here. On paper, they'll play out the exact same useless human role from Bay, but in execution with the emotional blueprint from Bumblebee, I would say they merge with the Autobots narrative just fine. I like that Noah overcomes his personal flaw of teamwork and finally gets to do something else significant in the main robot's conflict, rather than just getting a Transformer gun and then nothing else to his character. Unlike Mark Wahlberg's Kate Yeager from Age of Extinction. Now to the meat of the movie, the Maximals. I don't have a connection with the Maximals. Heck, I wasn't even born in the 90s when Beast Wars aired and ended back then. Luckily, since this is my first time seeing them on the big screen, I can see why Optimus Primal was so beloved in the opening. It's a shame we didn't get Rhinox's and Cheetor's character development in like 1 or 2 lines compared to their show's counterpart, despite the film's title, Rise of the Beast, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, Optimus Primal's chemistry with Optimus Prime's arc gets a pass for the title, as well as A-Razor, of course. Scourge. Oh boy, he's one of the most terrifying Transformer villain by far. Can you guess why? Not only he kills not just 1, not 2, but 3 Transformers. I don't want to spoil whose name was killed, but that's the whole point of Scourge's character. He's supposed to be the leader of the Terracons that's powerful than any threat the Autobots and the Maximals has ever faced, and that's why he's the best villain in the series. No sympathy required. The CGI in this movie, in my opinion, is still good, especially when Unicron shows up. Although the CGI of the reboot is still inferior to the Bayverse, but in execution of the robot's simplistic design, makes up for clearer fight scenes and extended long runtime compared to the Bayverse's overly busy visuals and shorter runtime of the robots. One thing I can appreciate about the CGI in this movie is that it's not rushed. Rise of the Beast was in production 2 years ahead of Bumblebee and then delayed 3 years later during COVID, which has been a while for Transformer fatigue to wear off. Because most recent companies like Marvel Studios, despite the pandemic is over or not, always rushed out many projects without recognizing that their CGI is incomplete, while comparing it to Rise of the Beast, which is not rushed on the effects luckily. Thank goodness Paramount and Hasbro cares about the VFX artist's health better than what Disney owns, because the VFX artist teamwork and humanity is so important as the theme of this movie. I've rambled about the pros. Now let's get to the terror cons of this movie. Get it? The exposition from Melina drags too long for one and every human scene she's in. The little robot coming out of Scourge's body gets too easily defeated by a mere human like Lego bricks sometimes. Power level between Optimus and Scourge gets a little bit too inconsistent if you think too much who could have won. The plot of this whole movie is so generic and inconsequential we've seen a dozen of times, and the whole cast of Autobots and Maximals gets little to no personality compared to the three main leads, which kinda hurts this movie whether you're a fan or not. Except Bumblebee if you've seen it. Despite these glaring flaws, it's still a fun movie with a decent enough narrative for audiences and kids alike to enjoy. If you're a Transformer fan, my applause for you liking Rise of the Beast. If you're not a fan, then there's a 50-50 chance you might not like this movie or not. In both of these cases, I'll give this film a 6.5 out of 10. I know it's a pretty low score for a standalone film, but it's one of the good Transformer films we've got in the franchise's standards. Better than one of those stinkers back then. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to be notified in my next movie review. Bye!